This is part 5 of chapter 1. Whatever doubts you have, I have repeated it time and again. Please write it down on a piece of paper, and we are going to discuss them as and when we get the time to. Let's continue. So, in the previous part, we talked about the theories of origin of the humans, and in that, we talked about two varying theories, which was the replacement model, which said about the single center of origin, and the other one was the regional continuity model, which talked about the multiple centers of origin of humans. So, apart from the models, we also talked about the ways in which the early humans might have gathered food. So we talked about the four activities, which was gathering, hunting, scavenging, and fishing, etc. So this was about the previous part, a short, revision sort of for the part one. Now the next sub part which we have is the early humans from trees to caves and open air sites. Now here we will talk about how to reconstruct the patterns of residence. Now, where these people lived, and we have talked about what and how they ate, what were the activities of accumulating food. But now, what are the patterns of residences? So here they say that it is much more easier to find out about the patterns of residences than from finding out about the activities, how they obtained food. This is because that we have received evidence of artifacts that have been scattered at various places. Now the meaning of artifacts is any object that are made by human beings, which are being used by them in their day to day life. So as we use artifacts and various objects in our day to day life, these early humans also must have used various artifacts, and any place where they must have resided, वहाँ पे अपने आप ही you can imagine that there must have been the remains of those artifacts. So the places from which the artifacts, the quantity of artifacts that is found is more, it is more probable that the people must have stayed in that place for a longer period of time, and they must have used these artifacts during that time. And the example here in the book is given that artifacts were mostly because early humans did not have um, uh, a lot of a very extravagant life. Rather, they used to use only the simplistic objects, like, for example, the tools, the flake axes, the hand axes, etc. And so, the historians, wherever they have found these artifacts, they have come to the conclusion that probably this place was a place of residence for the early humans. Now, how did these tools accumulate? Again, I have told you it is possible that some places where food resources were abundant were visited repeatedly. Like, for example, on the banks of the rivers where the animals used to come most often to drink water. The people must have visited these places repeatedly for hunting purposes, and therefore they must have left the traces of their activities in terms of the artifacts that they must have used. So the historians have used these remains of artifacts as an evidence to find out the places of residence for the early humans. And the places which were visited fewer number of times, the artifacts must have been found in a scattered form, like they were not accumulated at one place, they must have been scattered, which meant that these places were not visited often by the early humans. So it is also important to remember that the same locations could have been shared by the hominids, other primates, and carnivores. So it is very obvious that the early humans used to live with the other creatures also. So these creatures also used to have their own ways of living. So all these people or all these creatures must have lived in harmony with each other. So between 400,000 to 125,000 years ago, caves and open site air sites began to be used. So caves, obviously, I have already told you that they used to be a very protected area for the early humans to live in. Similarly, the open air sites, that is places where they could easily reside for a longer period of time. And another way of finding out evidences where these people used to live is the pieces of baked clay and burnt bone. So these people must have burnt or baked clay where they were living, and since they were burnt, the traces of these things have survived for a longer period of time. So wherever these traces of burnt bone and baked clay has been found, these places again gives an evidence of people residing or the early humans living in these areas. So next evidence is the hearths. Now hearths were the local form of creating fire, and it used to create a controlled use of fire. So fire used to give several advantages, like it used to give warmth to the early humans in times of winters or cold temperatures. It also used to give light inside the caves because most of the early humans used to reside in the caves. Apart from that, it was fire was also obviously used for cooking purposes. It was used to harden wood. Like for example, the tools that they used to make, they used to attach certain metals or stones to the wood area. So for that attachment, again heat was required, and for that fire was used as a natural way of doing it. And apart from that, for flaking of the tools also the use of heat was done, and to scare away dangerous animals. So fire had become a very important part of the early humans life, and the use of hearths. So hearths also used to have used to fire the various things that the early humans wanted to. So these again were used as an evidence by the by the historians to find out about the places of residence for the early humans. Now the next subtopic is early humans, the making of tools. Now it is very important that tools were not just used by early humans. Tools have been made by the other creatures also. For example, in the book it is given that birds are as small a creature as you know, but still birds are capable of making their own objects to assist them with feeding, with hygiene, with social encounters. And for that again, another creature like chimpanzees also, they also make their own kind of tools for their day-to-day life activities. So similarly, it is to be kept in mind that early humans are not just the only creatures who used to make tools. Several other creatures, based on their own mental levels, used to have an expertise at making tools for their own purposes. So, however, there are some features which make the human tools different from what were being made by other creatures, especially apes. Now, humans obviously are more advanced at their mental level, and so this is one of the reasons why the tools made by the humans are quite at an advanced level as compared to the apes. So, what are these reasons why the human tools are different? Is that first of all, the certain anatomical and neurological adaptations have made them skilled use of hands. So, because of, as I have already told you, with time, people started having more advanced thinking level. Their brain size had increased. They could use various intricate activities to make different types of tools. So these nervous or neurological adaptations help them to make very skilled use of hands, since hands were no longer being used for locomotion or walking purposes. So therefore the hands were being used to make different kinds of tools. Moreover, the ways in which the humans use and make tools often require a greater memory. It's not like you made the tool once and you would forget it for the next time. The humans have always had a greater memory and proper organizational skills, how to organize them, to bring everything together, to use all the objects together for one particular purpose. So, all these important faculties that humans have, they helped the humans to make most intricate tools, and therefore their tools were much more different than the tools that were made by the apes. So as in the case of other activities, we do not know whether tool making was done by men or women or both. Now again, who used to make tools? whether it was males or whether it was the females of the society. So in that respect also, we cannot come to a very sure 100% a viable solution, because we do not have proper evidence to come to a solution for that. So see you in the next